When was the last time you heard someone say, you know what, today is a great day to go make friends with a bully? Yeah, you just don't hear that. Bullies are no fun to be around in life and in home design. Did you know that you could have a bully in your own home living within your walls that is kind of taking up space and bossing everyone else around? Yeah, you probably do, and you probably don't even know it. So today, that is what our conversation is about. And you're going to hear two parts. One part is me talking to you about what a bully is, how to remediate it, and the other is an expansion of that. It is a behind the scenes look at what happens in the Facebook community. Each month we pick a theme, and the theme is based on what the people in the Facebook group want to learn. You guys drive the content in there. Every Monday in the Facebook group, I come up with a quick tip to share with you how you can use that quick tip within your own home. And then on Thursday, we expand that into a short teaching. And that short teaching is something that is a little bit more applicable. It is visual. It has ideas for you to see. Because when you join the Facebook group, when you're listening to the podcast, you are students of design. You become students of design. And sometimes you just need the visual to go along with it. So I am inviting all of you in to come and take a peek so that you can not only join the fun, but you can also get a little bit more instruction, a little bit more visual, a little bit more understanding of what it is we're talking about. And then in just a couple short weeks, we are actually going to be having a lot of fun over in the Facebook community. So you might want to come and join now if you haven't yet, because in a couple weeks, we are counting down to the 1-year anniversary to the podcast. Crazy. And we're going to have a lot of fun, because if you know anything about me, you know these two things. You know that I view life in one of two ways. It is either fun or not fun. And if it is fun, fun bears to be repeated. So we are going to have some fun over there the week of June 15th. So if you are not a part of the Facebook community, hop on over so that you can make sure you're joining us in the games, the giveaways, the teachings, all the things. You can find us there at bit.ly/design101 group. Okay, let's hop to today's show. We grew up with the phrase, home is where the heart is, but our culture has shifted, and now the message is, home should be Pinterest perfect. I'm calling BS on that message. Home, it's not about the stuff, it's about the story. And whether you know it or not, your home is a reflection of you and is already saying something. So what is it that you want it to say? Hey, I'm Dani, a former first grade teacher turned home decorator. Going from a dual income to a single income so I could stay home with my babies meant budget, like ramen eating, Goodwill shopping budget. And I learned a few things along the way, like how to bring big style to your home without breaking the bank. And I'm sharing it all with you. Tips, tricks, decor, and design advice so you can learn to tell your story with your style. Where you can start living free from the Pinterest perfect trap and start living a life of intention. Welcome to Fig and Farm at Home, where we design happy living and where it doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. When you think about all of the pictures you see on Pinterest, all of the inspiration you see on HGTV shows or in the magazines, everything you see on Instagram, and you are drawn to it time and time again, without me even looking at the pictures, I can guarantee you that the one thing that is keeping all of these things front and center, front of mind to you, and the things that make you feel like this is a nice design, no matter what broad decorating camp or category it falls into, like farmhouse, traditional, nautical, any of those, I guarantee you that what you're noticing is that these spaces look and feel cohesive. In fact, every time I have someone requesting to join the Facebook group, I ask 3 questions. And one of them is, what is the thing that's holding you back? Or what is the thing that you want to learn from this group? Why do you want to be here? And one of the things that comes up over and over and over, aside from money, is they want to make their home feel cohesive. They want it to feel put together. And here's the ticket. The thing that is making all these pictures stand out to you in a good way, and the thing that makes design applicable and beautiful in real life, the thing that makes that work is repetition. Repetition is the key to a cohesive looking space. Repetition. Now, really quickly on the flip side of that, too much of a good thing, too many repeated elements can make your space go downhill fast. But before we get there, there's something else that could be stopping you. On the design spectrum, we have repetition is key to design, sitting smack dab in the middle where it should be. And on one side of the spectrum, we have too much of a good thing. And that way, if you can tip the scale and go a little too wonky, a little too fast, or the other side of the scale is something that most of you probably have and you don't even know it within your space. And that is a bully. Bullies are design elements that pretty much negate a cohesive looking room. They negate it without you even knowing that they're there, without you even knowing that they are taking up space and having a presence, having a say in the design of the room. A bully in home design is a design element that commands and demands attention in a negative way. Bullies can take lots of shapes and forms and sizes. Bullies can be things that are too big, too small, too dark, too light, have too much of a heaviness, have too much opposite of that. Bullies can be things that are not hung correctly. They're hung too high, they're hung too low, they're not quite right. And as you continue to become a student of design, you're going to start picking up on all of those things. But sometimes you need a visual. Sometimes it is helpful to not just be talked to. Sometimes you need to see it. And of course, if I could, I would come into every one of your homes and I would sit down beside you with a cup of coffee and I would say, hey, let's talk about a bully. There is good news if you do have a bully and if you find a bully. The good news is there are ways to remediate it. We're going to talk about that in the next portion of our show today. But here are 3 things you need to remember. You can remediate a bully in 3 ways. You can remove it, you can replace it, or you can bring in more repetition. Those things are ways that you can tone down a bully, or you can just remove it from your space entirely, or replace it with something else that is going to maybe come from another place in your home and play a bit more nicely with the things that you have originally happening in the room. Okay, so what are we going to do next? I am going to take you behind the scenes in our Facebook group. Each month I pick a monthly theme, something we are going to be talking about, learning about, and diving deeper with. This month, it happened to be how to create a cohesive looking home. Every Monday, I came in with a quick tip, and every Thursday, I followed up that quick tip with a small teaching, about 10 minutes teaching where I gave video examples, I gave picture examples. We dove a little bit deeper. Now, as a student of design, you're learning how to put this all together. So sometimes visuals are very important for you to do that. So what you're going to hear me talk about is 4 very different examples of rooms that have a very obvious bully. This audio is coming from the video I created for the people in my Facebook community, and they were able to see the pictures as I am talking about it. I'm not going too in depth with the description of it because they are seeing it in real time. So you are going to be missing a few of those descriptive details, but what you need to know is in the first example, there is a very heavy look. The walls are blue, light blue, and there's lots of dark furniture hanging out in one corner. You'll hear me notice that there are some kitty cats hanging out in that picture, and they are just taking up residence, as cute as can be. In the second photo, you're going to notice me talking about an orange wall. This orange wall is one accent wall sitting on a wall with a white fireplace in front of it. The 2 side walls are a light yellow. And in the third picture, you're going to hear me talk about a room that is light in nature, maybe a buttery light yellow or a creamy white. And there is a deep bluish couch with gray undertones with 2 very flat pillows sitting on it. There's an area rug that is a bright cobalt blue and white striped area rug, sitting underneath where that chair or that couch is. And right on top is a cube that is acting as a coffee table. The cube is probably about 14-inch square and it's open in the middle, so it looks like a cube just with openness. So you can maybe put books underneath on the inside, and that's about it. All right, so that gives you the backdrop for what you're going to hear me describe in the pictures to the people in my Facebook community. Now, if you want to have the same teaching, the same in-depth teaching, this Facebook community is free. It's free to all of you. It is in addition to what's happening on the podcast. We continue conversations over there. It's a place for us to engage one-on-one with each other. I am always asking if you have questions, and when you do, I answer away. Lots of fun things are happening over there, and I want you to be a part of it. So if you are not yet part, come and join us. You can do that at bit.ly/design101 group. And if Facebook is not your thing, I totally get it. But maybe you would want to be receiving my newsletters. And if you do, I want you to email me at figandfarm@home@gmail.com and say, hey, I want to be a part of the fun. Send me the newsletter. Or connect with me on Instagram, where you get behind the scenes sneak peeks of all the crazy happenings with the boys, the hubs, the animals, all the things. Basically, it's a way for you to know that yes, I am a real person, and yes, we do silly things over here. So come and connect with me if you haven't already. I can't wait to say hi. And before I take you behind the scenes to do the rest of the training on bullies, I want you to know how grateful I am for all of you, for tuning in, for listening, for sharing with a friend. And one of the best things you can do, one of the highest honors you can give me, is to leave a review. Leaving a review is one of the only ways I know who is listening and what impact I'm making. So if you would do me that honor of leaving a review and taking a screenshot and sending it to me. You can email me, you can send it in the DMs, you can post it in the Facebook group, but let me know so that I know that you are thinking about me, that I've made an impact in your life in some way, and that you are enjoying what is being shared here. The other thing you can do for me is to send me an email, send me a DM on my Instagram, and just tell me what it is you want more of. What do you want to learn? Because the things that I create for you are things driven by you. A lot of times, I don't know what you don't know unless you tell me. So speak up. There are no silly questions. There are no silly requests. And honestly, the sky is the limit. So let me know what you want to know, because I would be more than happy to create an episode just for you. And in the case of Sarah, who asked me that question a couple weeks ago, I created an entire mini-series based around her one question that was, hey, if I only have $100 to do a living room refresh, is it even worth it? Should I give it a go? What can I do with $100? That one question turned into a mini-series, and that came from a listener just like you. So speak up, be brave, and let me know what it is you want to know, because I'm happy, more than happy to create for you. That is, after all, what Fig and Farm at Home is all about. It's to inspire mamas like you to really love the house that you call home, to want to be able to come home after the end of a very long day and enjoy it. Enjoy the people there, enjoy the space that you're in. And so let me know how I can help, because that is what this is all about. Okay, we are going to push play on the video I did behind the scenes about bullies. Here you go. Well, hello there. We are still diving into how to make our home look and feel cohesive. And so this week we're talking about bullies. If repetition is the key of design and makes it feel and look cohesive, the opposite of that is a bully. And so you might be wondering what a bully is. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to do a quick little lesson on what is a bully. So no one likes them, right? In real life, they are bossy, demanding, mean, irritating. They're all the things that we don't want to be, and we don't want our people to be. We don't like it. So in home design, a bully is very, very similar. A bully is something, a design element that commands and demands attention in a negative way. No one likes them. So there's lots of ways we can remediate bullies. We remediate them by removing and replacing, or remediating. Sometimes we paint, sometimes we stain, sometimes we just bring in something else to make it feel cohesive, like it's not standing out on an island all by itself. So bullies can take the shape in very different forms. So let's take a look at a couple ideas. In this space, you might think, oh, this is a great design. This is a lovely little spot. And oh, I see two cute little kitties in here. Super sweet. And it is, it's a good foundation, but there is a bully in the room, and the bully is presenting itself in the darkness and the heaviness that is happening right there in the corner. I can see three spaces. I can see the couch, I can see the side table, and I can see the coffee table. All three of those together are making themselves into one bully. They are too heavy for that corner. So what can we do to remediate this? We can do lots of different things. But if we wanted to keep what we had, we could remediate it by adding some light colored pillows to soften that dark couch. We could remove the side table that is sitting right next to the dark couch and replace it with maybe something that's a little bit lighter, maybe something that is more wood tone. We can replace the coffee table. There are a lot of ways that we can remediate this by bringing it into fair play, nicely playing with the other design elements within the room. But too many things in one corner can cause heaviness. And in this case, this is the bully. Let me show you what they did in order to remediate it altogether. They did a lot. They decided, let's just get rid of the whole kit and caboodle. We're going to start all over. And that's a good choice too. Okay, let's take a look at this one. You might already be thinking that you know what it is, and you probably do because there's not much in here. And the bully in this room is the orange wall. Remember, bully is something that commands and demands attention in a negative way. Now, I know that we could probably make this work by adding some furniture to make it feel like it is a little bit more intentional and at home. Maybe we had some white couches and we had a little bit of orange sitting on the couch with on some pillows, or a little bit of orange peekaboo on a textile, a blanket. But right now, the way that it's framing, the way that it's presenting itself is this is going to command attention with the things that are likely going to be brought in. I'm imagining someone bringing in a dark leather couch. I'm imagining someone bringing in dark wood, and that is going to be a bully straight away. So what did they do to change it? It looks like a completely different room. They painted the wall, easy peasy. Sometimes making a more cohesive paint palette is going to remediate the bully most efficiently. All right, let's take another peek. I see two bullies. Actually, I see three bullies in here. One of them is the rug. The rug is commanding and demanding so much attention from us as the viewer, and it's not necessarily playing nicely with the couch. The couch is a little bit too blue to go with, maybe if we had a lighter color couch to go with such a vibrant rug, that would be okay. But in this case, those two blues are not working together. And the one that stands out most to me is the vibrant stripy rug. And so that is why that is the bully and not the couch. The other bully I see is that coffee table. That little, the size of it is too small for the space. And so it is grabbing my attention in a way that is a negative way. It's commanding and demanding my attention and my eye space. I'm working hard to try to figure out what's happening here. So that little coffee table is too small. How can we remediate that? Maybe we add two of that exact same one to make it a little bit longer. Maybe we add three and we make it a box shape. How do we remediate the rug? We can remediate it by removing it. We can remediate it by getting a lighter color couch. That's an expensive remediation, isn't it? The other bully that I'm noticing are the pillows. Those pillows are too flat. Now, side tip and a tangent tip, pay attention to the textiles that are happening in your space. The textiles are just as important as the couch it's sitting on. You can hear me talk all the time about making sure that you have pillows that are not the couch, the pillows that came with the couch when you purchased it at the home furniture store. And that's for good reason. They're really generic and they don't have much personality. But the thing I want you to think about too is that pillows, we hope, should be used. We hope that you're using your home space. We hope that you're lounging and having movie night and doing all the things. If you're at my house, you are jumping on the couch. Not my plan, even though I say, please don't jump on the couch 3 times a day.
But you're using the couch and we want it to be used, right? And when you do that, your pillows get squishy. When the pillows get squishy and flat, it's time to replace them. They are now commanding and demanding my attention in a negative way because they are bringing the couch down. That's a nice couch. It's a good shape. It's a good size. It's a good color. It has a lot going for it, but the pillows aren't holding their weight. They are not doing enough to make this look and feel the way that they hope it looks and feels. Okay, so what did they do to remediate it? They changed the whole thing as well. They brought in a more appropriately sized table. They brought in some fun, what looks like functional artwork. Those baskets are super functional, but they are also, it's also artwork. And I know enough about this site that I found this from, that this is a tiny home. So they definitely needed to make sure that they were using their space wisely. Okay, so when you are trying to identify a bully in your home, look for things that command and demand attention in a negative way. Look in one room at a time. And sometimes if you take a picture and you look through the lens of your camera, you can see it a little bit more obviously. Is that even a word? You can see it with a little bit more clearly, and it might poke out at you. Now, before we get all drastic and we go throw tons of things away, see if you can remediate it by, if it's a color, maybe you can bring in something of that same color a couple more times within the room so that you can create that cohesive feel. If it is something that, like in the case of the small coffee table, maybe you can just use that table in another room and bring something that you have in another room and use it as a coffee table. Maybe it's a little bit more appropriately sized. So there are different ways to remediate. I hope that you're able to find one that works for you, and be kind with the bully that's hanging out in your house. You might not just have to throw it out. So, all right. And if you need help with that, you know where to find me. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you are new here and you don't know where to find me. So I am the owner of Fig and Farm at Home, Design Happy Living. I have a website, figandfarmathome.com. I have a podcast, Fig and Farm at Home, Design Happy Living. You can find me there. You can also find me on Instagram at Fig and Farm. So there are lots of ways that you can reach out to me in order to connect. Of course, post a note below and we can connect that way. But you can book a call and I am able to help you find and remediate bullies that might be hanging out in your home, or to back up the whole month and talk about creating a cohesive color palette, a color formula that really is a reflection of you and helps tie your whole space together. If you need help with that, reach out. You can find that at figandfarmathome.com/book a call. All right. I hope you guys are all well. And if you have an idea of what theme you want to accomplish and tackle in June in our Facebook group, let me know. I am right now currently in the planning phase, and I would love to hear from you. If you have something, a project you're working on and you want some help, hey, you guys are the things, you guys are the ones who drive my content. So I create what I hear from you. So speak up. All right. I hope you're well. Take care.
Hey, real quick before you go, if you learned something new or found value in today's podcast, would you head over to iTunes to Fig and Farm at Home and leave a review and subscribe to the show? That would be awesome. And if you'd like to connect with my community of mamas who are learning to be intentional storytellers within their own homes, join us at bit.ly/design101 group. There's always more room at the table. See you soon.